So this is episode 34 of Fresh Floppies.
And you're listening to it. Good job.
Yeah, keep playing it, though. Don't turn it off.
What's up to our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the Mother Lovin' Geek Nation? You're currently checking out Fresh Floppies. Fresh Floppies is a show wherein Noel and I,
Hi.
JD, discuss comic books that are coming out this week. Today, it's Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, so that you are armed, sans spoilers, with the knowledge you need to go into your local comic shop today and pick up things you may want.
Yeah, and there are some retailers out there that don't want to evangelize the books, and we're not them.
Yeah,
we want to talk about what we like and not
Yes.
complain about what we don't.
Yeah. There's been a whole lot of stuff going on Twitter recently in the past day or two, and I'm not there for the negativity. The stuff I don't like, I'm not going to read it. Not going to talk about it. Stuff I do like, you can't shut me up.
Is it only in fandom circles? And we'll leave it at this. Maybe we'll talk about it as a main topic tonight on our live show.
Yes.
But is it only fandoms that hate watch or hate read or hate play a game, movie, TV show? What other hobby is so contingent on you shitting on something
Aren't
to
there,
get clicks?
Reality TV, right? Don't people watch reality TV?
No, they shamefully watch it.
Oh, I see.
They're not watching it because I hate this so much, I need to see how bad it is. They're watching it because it's a train wreck.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the same muscle, because it's not like there's a whole infrastructure or incentive of revenue to have multiple podcasts and YouTube channels and whatever, just absolutely shitting on reality television. If anything, it's the other way around.
That's
where
true.
It's just
Shit.
What else other than fandoms do get people so
That's all I can think of.
angry?
Yeah,
Religion?
man.
No. Well, no.
No, because they love it.
Well, not. I mean, the other way around. People that just bash all of it. It's just comics.
It's just
comics
fandoms.
comics and fandoms. Yeah.
Dr. Hoomst and
Fans are
Star
awful.
Wars and Star Trek and comic books.
Fans are awful, but you know what kind of fans aren't awful? People listening to this right now.
That's right. You're probably great if you're tuning in.
You're here for the positivity,
Yeah.
and positively,
I'll give you a hug.
we want to talk about.
DC's Batman Santa Claus Silent Night, issue number 1, from Jeff Parker and Bandini. Who's the Bandini? It's Michelle Bandini, and colored by Alex Sinclair. So I was not interested in this. I saw that it was coming, and I was like, oh, look, it's Batman and Santa Claus. That's kind of cute. We try to start off with presentation. You and I have two different versions of this comic book. You've got the main cover, which I believe is Dan Mora.
The main Dan Mora cover. Ugh. Dan Mora of every book that's ever been good, as well as Claus.
Yeah,
written
which
by
is
Grant
also good.
Morrison, which is Action Santa. Yeah.
So I was delighted to see that he was drawing some more Santa stuff. But mine, I want to say this is by Ben Oliver, and he's a portrait artist that does comics a lot. And this is the rub and smell variant cover. And if you put your nose next to your iPhone, you can smell hints of peppermint. Mm-hmm. It's delightful, and it does smell like Christmas.
It's bloody Santa.
Yeah, get up there and smell his blood. My man bleeds peppermint.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like peppermint. It actually smells like rusted pennies. So I read this. I thought that this was going to be throwaway. However, Jeff Parker's a great writer.
Yeah,
and he's found this niche in weird 60s 70s IP. Like, he did Batman 66, which was stronger than it needed to be. Right. I think he's going to do one of the Planet of the Apes miniseries, Agents of Atlas, Thunderbolts. Like, he's like a journeyman, awesome. Right. But not a huge name, but like a comic book writer's comic book writer.
Sure.
So I was like, well, it's Jeff Parker. Let's give it a shot. I loved this.
Was he involved with Johnny Quest?
Yes.
I'm sorry, spaced off because I was trying to think of Johnny Quest.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that tracks.
I love this issue.
Oh, so you're into it.
This was so... What's a more positive word for dumb?
Dumb fun.
It was dumb fun.
Dumb fun.
But even the very first scene was dark as hell. But when Batman and Robin enter stage above, because they descend from the sky, the very quick one-page interaction between Damian and Bruce is the coolest thing I've read between the two characters. If anything, it makes me want to read Jeff Parker doing a Batman and Robin book.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because it's just it's essentially a bunch of dead carolers. And Damian is just like, well, somebody really doesn't like carolers. And Bruce very quickly is just like, hey, only say that stuff around me, and then let's practice on you only saying it in your head.
Yeah.
And it was just such a cool dad moment. I was like, yo, I would read this. I would read this relationship. Yeah. And it's not in the other. That kind of interchange is not in the other books, but that hooked me in. And then all of a sudden, Zatanna shows up, and Action Santa Claus shows up, and I'm like, yo. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who this is for, other than like me. Yeah. Because it's not really an all ages book. Mm-hmm. It's a little old. It skews a little older than an all ages book because honestly, it starts with some brutal murders. Yeah. But it's also not like edgy at all. It's very earnest. So I'm like, so is this like the sweet spot of like 12 to 15?
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah. I was gonna say like early to mid-teens.
I think this was better than it had any right to be.
That's delightful to hear. I thought it was fine. Oh. You know what it is? I think I am often a victim of my own expectations. And when I see Zatanna show up, I go, well, John Constantine can't be far behind.
Oh, you're the worst.
I'm the worst. I was just like, where's Constantine? Is he going to show up? Because once I got that in my head, I was like, I would love to see Constantine interacting with Santa Claus.
One, maybe it'll happen in future
issue 2.
There's like 4 issues. 2, you chauvinist. She can't. She can't be her own goddamn character. That she has to like come ball and chain with Constantine, who doesn't even respect their relationship. You are the worst.
It's true. Now ask me about the MCU. Oh man, that's funny. I didn't even. Good bit.
You're the worst.
But I do like Zatanna. But. Not as much as Constantine, I'll be honest. And so, yeah, having Santa Claus show up and do his stuff was actually kind of fun. But like you said, I'm not sure who this is for. I think it's for people who just need Batman every week, no matter what.
This was so strong. Like to me, the writing was so strong. Like even the way that they kind of danced around the Christmas of it all. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, is this like they call him different names? Like, Batman calls him Chris. With a K. Yeah. And then Nightwing is just like, wait, so those stories were real? That he actually had an adventure with Santa Claus? Mm-hmm. And the way
Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, Father Christmas. Yeah.
They yes and or just like speed run this origin of Santa Claus. And I loved the like, aren't you kind of busy tonight? Yeah. And he addresses that.
That's another bit. I was like, great. Oh yeah, he's like, they haven't needed me in a long time.
Yeah. I
got the parents to do all the buying.
My expectations were low, especially after reading some Beast World tie-ins. Yeah. And this just was like a nice breath of fresh air.
Awesome. Yeah. This is the last thing I read. I read it just before we were recording, so I was kind of plowing through it. And none of it just really spoke to me. I do like we get a story about the Krampus.
Yeah.
And then are immediately shown, oh, that might not be the case. Mm-hmm. So I like that too, the sort of mythology and how it harkens back to Norse mythology with Ragnarok and the Rainbow Bridge, etc. Svartalfheim.
This is stronger and smarter than it has any right to be. Yeah. This honestly could have just been like, Santa, we're going to help you with the presents this year.
That's true.
Nope. This is totally different, and it's really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sentry came out from Marvel this week. The Sentry from Jason Liu and Luigi Sagaria, and Arthur Hesley.
Woohoo!
So when my son loves Mario, and it's just the best thing ever when he goes wahoo.
You gotta get it recorded. Yeah.
Okay. I saw this. I saw the Sentry. And I saw that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different characters with the Sentry belt on, lunging towards the viewer, painted lovingly by my friend Ben Harvey, who is now all over the covers of Marvel, which I'm delighted to see. He's a great talent. I'm excited for him. But I was like, oh, okay, so Sentry used to be kind of like a Superman kind of knockoff, but not really. I really enjoyed how they introduced him with that sort of faux. We just found this in Stanley's drawer, and no one remembers it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stopped caring about him. I think during the Bendis run, where like every time he would show up, he would be sad and kind of fly away depressed and terrified that he would unleash the void.
Mm.
And then I guess he died at one point. They tell you he was ripped in half by. Oh, no.
Yeah, Null ripped him in half, like in the same way that he ripped Ares in half.
And he meant so little to me that I don't remember that at all.
Well, he had no series at the time, too. I don't think nobody was really using him. It was just a MacGuffin.
So then I see this and I go, oh, okay, so now we're doing the Shazamly, the family Marvel, right? And I haven't been dissuaded of that notion yet. Because I said that to you and you're like, that's not what it is. I have not been dissuaded yet.
This issue. That's not what it is.
Except for the turn that happens at the end, which I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's less Shazamly and more like almost Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, see, I don't get the reference.
It's just
help me out.
No, just no. I would be spoiling it.
I shan't.
It's
Oh, okay, then never mind.
It's well, just set the stage. There's just what do we got? It's Jessica Jones. It's a Jessica Jones story, by the way.
They had me off the bat with Jessica Jones. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. She's investigating a building collapse. We find out it's an energy signature that's like the Sentry's, but he's been dead for years, and a young girl is missing.
As well as a young
who
boy.
Has
CS? Yes.
Wait, yeah.
Cerebral palsy.
Yeah. And then they've connected. Oh, two other boys are missing, and blah blah blah. So the central mystery is that it seems as though the energy of the Sentry is finding unwilling hosts, and hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
Which is, okay, I get it. But the second half of this issue, where we follow an Inhuman boy who gets the power, is a bit of a turn, and it was one that I appreciated.
I did.
I don't think that this is going to be a Shazamily knockoff.
Okay, I'm hoping not.
It's just the cover. Like it's the turn of the cover. Now, do I think that they'll all suffer a fate and or make a choice? Like no, but I don't think it's going to be as simple as all of us together will share the power.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit more than that.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
That turn, I enjoyed that. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here's the fun. And even I don't know Jason Loom.
I do. He co-created Afterlift with Chip Zdarsky, which is a huge award winner.
Oh yeah.
It was a very, very good book.
Oh, I have not.
I tried to. I have suggested it for book club so often.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't taken in by the writing of this the character that we first meet. Well, I guess the first of the kids that we meet.
New character. Yeah.
The first of the new characters that we meet. Her inner monologue was just. It felt very. It felt like it was for YA readers.
A little bit. Sure.
Yeah. So maybe that's the goal for this book. But her having to deal with her. Quote unquote disability, I guess, or the problem that she's dealing with.
She's a journalist, and I read it as her version of, or her attempt at like gumshoe journalism. Like,
it's just
my mom got me into this.
Nothing can stop my drive. I'm Mallory Gibbs, and I've come a long way from being mistaken for a charity case from Denver, Colorado. And it's like none of this feels like inner monologue that someone would actually be having.
I took it as mantra. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to check out number 2 because of what happens at the end of this. It left me going, oh, all right, I'm interested. Let's see where we're headed.
So that's 0 for 2. Noel loved him.
JD was
like,
it's
fine.
It's fine. Thunderbolts also came out this week from, was it Kelly and Lansing?
Jackson Kelly or Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing.
Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. There we go. Yeah. And Geraldo Borges?
Yep.
Bursch.
Borsch.
So, The Red Skull Must Die. The presentation is fine. The cover is from Terry and Rachel Dodson, and it is not my favorite of their work together. It feels like a pretty rushed cover in my eyes. Because I love the Dodsons. I'm a big fan from way back. And this just felt like, oh, we got to get this done real quick. The composition is fine. There's no like detail to speak of, but that's neither here nor there. They're not the interior artists, and this is hot off the heels of the Kelly and Lansing Captain America's series that you were reading, right?
Well, they only did one.
Oh, just the finale?
No. They only did the Steve Rogers book. They
the
didn't
one
do
series. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I read all that stuff. It was awesome. The revolution or the world game.
Something table.
The Sentry game. The Sentry game.
Yeah.
For 100 years, there were like 4 people controlling absolutely everything, and it was like a game. They even helped create or the genesis of the creation of the Super Soldiers program. It was a fun, like, deep retcon kind of stuff, but didn't actually change anything. And the end of that was Bucky took a seat in the Sentry game and then, wiped the board. Yeah. So he won. They won the Sentry game. It's a new Sentry and new status quo for, clandestine operations and good guys and bad guys. So the setup of this book is Bucky now with the information of the last 100 years. Mm-hmm. Reaches out to Valentina
the lady with the really long name.
Actually, I think it's in here, right?
It's got, yeah.
Reaches out to former Madame Hydra.
The Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
To essentially like, hey, I'm tired of these constant, the same bad guys constantly popping up, so I'm going to use all this information, and you and I were going to literally eliminate these things. Mm-hmm. And by that he means people like Red Skull, Kingpin, Doom, like going after the biggest heavy hitters in the Marvel Universe with information collected from the last 100 years. Yeah. And he's setting up a team, and they're a team of people that don't like each other, just like the Thunderbolts.
Oh, would you call them a ragtag team?
Ragtag-ish.
Yeah.
Some of them know each other well, some don't. But
bunch of loose cannons.
You had me at the very first shot of a full body shot of the new Destroyer.
Yeah. That's actually flipping through it. That's when I got excited. I was like, "Oh, I like this for her."
Agent 13 is so freaking awesome. She was awesome in that run. They capture her really well, and this is awesome. So it's Agent 13, Bucky Barnes, the Contessa, a couple of surprise appearances towards the end. The whole issue is them just storming Red Skull's castle.
Yeah,
and I thought this was fun as hell.
Yeah. This was fun. I really enjoyed this. It made me think I should go back and read that Captain America series that Noel keeps telling me I should go back and read. And
it's pretty good.
What do you think of the Thunderbolts name being reused in this capacity? The original Thunderbolts, or at least as far as I was aware, the original Thunderbolts was a team of heroes that eventually turned out to be villains. It was like the big flip at the end of the first issue. Does it bother you that they're just like, we're just going to steal that name and call ourselves this?
Do they ever call themselves Thunderbolts?
I think someone says, "Welcome to the Thunderbolts" or something like that. Aha, they did. Welcome to the Thunderbolts, to a character that I won't mention.
Yeah. Fine.
I'm the world's smartest man.
It didn't even occur to me. Like, I don't think that the title of Thunderbolts is just, to me, it's just more ragtag. It doesn't explicitly have to be like, these are reformed villains. That's Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad has to be, like, in my mind, that. But the Thunderbolts, I mean, this isn't the first time it's had heroes on it. Like, there was a whole era of Luke Cage ran it for a while.
Right.
Hawkeye has ran the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many different versions of it. It doesn't bother me.
Right on. Okay, cool. Just checking.
Just as long as there's one or two morally gray people, we're good. Which we've got with the Contessa and others.
Also, not the Contessa that I remember. Nice little reveal there too.
Yeah,
a little bit of a difference.
Again, so this is only a 4-issue miniseries.
Oh,
but there's a lot of meat on this bone.
Yeah.
With also
this feels like an ongoing.
Yeah. Also like a final page reveal and surprise. So like I don't know. Like, is this a 4-issue into something else or?
Yeah.
I don't know. But either way, I thought it was really strong. I dug it a lot.
What is Sentry? To go back to that book.
Miniseries.
Miniseries.
Yeah.
Do you
4 or 5?
How do you like this? So I first noticed it with DC. DC was doing a lot of miniseries in the past year, 2 years, whatever, with the dawn of DC. And I found a lot of them to be delightful, and I kind of like that they're miniseries. Do you like what they're doing here with Marvel as well? Do you think they're following suit?
I don't know. Yes and no. Like, I like that there's jumping on points and obvious, like, starts, but there's a chunk of this that's contingent on understanding the Captain America run. This is obviously just like a continuation of that.
That's true. That's true. If you hadn't caught me up, or if we had not read that finale for the show, I would have been like, who did what now? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impenetrable or inaccessible. It's just this very well could have just been issue like 25 of that Captain America run.
That's true, 100%. Yeah.
But I don't know. I like it in so much as entry points, but later on when I'm going to like want to collect or follow, sometimes it gets real arbitrary and weird. Like, oh, that's issue 1 of volume 3 of blah, 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 blah. Like,
I guess I prefer them to know. I prefer to go into a series knowing what they're doing as opposed to being like, She-Hulk, we're going to cancel it and we're going to start with a new number 1 seemingly for no reason. It's as opposed to She-Hulk's going to be a 12-issue series and then there'll be another 12-issue series. It felt like it was like, well, let's cancel it and restart it.
Is that a perspective that's basically more of a retailer perspective? Like, you want to know jumping on and jumping offs in order to like make sure you plan ahead accordingly versus just the reading experience?
No, as a reader. Yes, because it doesn't matter for me. That thing you just said doesn't really matter to me. I have subscribers for She-Hulk, and then I go, well, you're getting She-Hulk number 1.
Yeah, but
I'm just going to order it for you.
To go back to my point of talking for you.
Yes.
Wouldn't you have loved to know that whoever was pulling Captain America, you order them this?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
So like there's pros and cons of each.
I feel
format.
like in every previews or whatever ordering system, for fans of blank.
Yeah.
Or continuing the story of blank. You know what I mean? Because now, at least now, because I read it today for this show, I can go, oh, hey, guys, if you're reading Captain America, if you're reading the Captain America before this, you're going to want to jump onto there because this continues directly from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
And it's very good. I would say fresh.
Oh, it
fresh
is very good.
I love this book.
Transformers, number 3, from Image Comics by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer on colors.
How are we going to S this book's D differently
Even
this
harder?
Time? Yeah. Because
there's nothing we could say.
I know you like it. I know you adore it. I adore it.
Awesome.
It just gets better and better.
It does.
And it gets more metal.
Yeah, dude. Yes,
dude.
That's exactly. I'm sorry, you surprised me. The whole time well, not the whole time, but at the end, I'm like, metal as fuck. Turn page, metal as fuck. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, what a good panel that is. Oh shit, that's metal as fuck. Yeah, man, this book is gnarly and I love it.
This is a fucking roller coaster. Also, I find myself deeply invested in how we move on from here. This feels like the end game and it's issue 3. As in like, well, they need Energon, but how are they going to get Energon on Earth? Oh, they already took these resources, but that's not enough. They have to revive others. It feels like you're in the end game and it just hasn't even started.
Yeah,
I don't know where this is going.
Mach. What's a fast Mach? Any Mach is pretty fast.
10.
Mach 10.
Mach 40.
Mach
Hundo. I don't even think it's possible. Yeah, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it starts off fast is my point.
Well, I mean, yeah, like in the first issue, we got some recognizable characters getting murked, and then at every single stage, every single issue, he has set up this no-win scenario, and I'm very invested.
Yeah, and the way that the humans are reacting to the invaders of both sides, awesome and kind of heartbreaking.
There's also this book doesn't really take any prisoners.
Nope.
Since Jump, there's been a lot of casualties.
Yes.
And they've been on screen. This is not all ages.
This is not all. Yeah. This is not for kids.
It's not rated R, but it's not for kids.
No. PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I can't say anything that I haven't said about this already.
Yeah.
Other than read it. It's great.
Yeah, they're constantly reprinting these first 3 issues. Please don't wait for trade. This book needs to exist for a long time. I do wonder what the shipping schedule is going to be like because Daniel Warren Johnson right now is writing and drawing.
Yeah.
Can he do
an ongoing
forever?
No.
Yeah, like there's going to be a fill-in eventually.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking of like his previous series. So we've had Dual Powerbomb did not have a skip month. That was 8 issues. Knocked it out of the park. But I don't know what kind of runway he had. So like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know his work schedule.
Just give me, oh God, give me 12. I'll wait. Give me 12 solid issues.
It's not often that I will stop reading so that I can take a picture of it with my phone. I think every issue of this so far, there's only 3, I understand, but every time I go, hold up, I gotta take a picture of this and share it with somebody because it's dope as shit.
I can't imagine who doesn't like this book.
People who don't like Transformers, I guess. Like I'm built in. Like I love them in the 80s. You know.
I am indifferent to the Transformers. I give a shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're cool, and I will follow a creator, or, I'll see the movies and stuff. But no, I never watched I don't give a shit. I watched the movie. That's it.
Listeners, viewers, lovers,
who doesn't like this
email
book?
us at cultpopgo@gmail.com, or tweet at us at cultpopgo.
Sure.
And let us know if you're not a Transformers fan previous to reading this. Let us know if you're enjoying it.
I almost want to invite hate too. Like, if you're not enjoying this, what about it?
Yeah, what is it
because
you don't like?
This kind of checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Maybe they just aesthetically don't like Daniel Warren Johnson. I don't know. But this is basically a perfect comic book.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we did SHD a little harder this time. You
Yeah.
you put forth the challenge and we did it.
Yeah. Okay, here, I'll go farther. The last time that I enjoyed a creator writing and drawing a series monthly was? Like, to this level?
No.
Was Darwin Cook on The Spirit.
Oh.
That was the last time that I was so excited about a double threat handling an ongoing.
Do you know that I've never read that? I love Darwin Cook, and I've yet to read it because I'm a fool.
It is a travesty. It is one of the largest publishing tragedies in the world. Not his passing. People pass. That book is not available in oversized format.
Mm-hmm. Every Darwin Cook. I have a couple of oversized Darwin Cooks.
Yeah, ditto.
And I love them.
He did 12 issues with no breaks, wrote and drew, and they were just the most beautiful things. Also, I think there's a couple of one-shots too. Remember when DC was trying to do their new wave? I do that with air quotes. New wave, DC New Wave, which was all of the noir characters that they picked up and they tried to put them in the DC universe, or at least do something. So it was The Spirit. There was a Spirit and Batman one-shot.
Yeah.
Which was Jeff Loeb and Darwin Cook. And then there was First Wave, not New Wave. It was Sergeant. What's the bronze guy?
Which guy?
The bronze guy.
Oh, Doc Savage.
Thank you. It was Doc Savage, The Spirit,
No, I don't
something,
remember this
and
at
then
all.
Batman with guns. Like, it was the 1920s.
Did not
30s.
hit my radar.
Dude.
Interesting.
Brian Azzarello did a bunch of shit for it. Yeah, man.
I got to do some Googling.
Anyway, yeah, that is the last time that I have been this enamored with a writer-artist on an ongoing.
That's awesome.
Everyone go read
Doctor
Who. I'm sorry, go read Doctor Who. Go read The Spirit by Darwin Cook.
Yeah, do it. If you can get a hold of it.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Ish, maybe.
Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you tonight. We're going to do the live stream from on our YouTube. If you look for CultPop Podcast on YouTube, you can find us. We'll be live streaming at 8 p.m., and we will be discussing, holy shit, Godzilla -1.
Yeah, all things Godzilla right now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I saw it last night. I can't. Ugh. All right. Well, yeah, come hang out with us and
Keep
talk
it in your
about
pants.
it. I can't. All right, we'll talk at you later.
Do.
Thank you for listening to the Cult Pop Network, home to podcasts, live shows, and a whole lot of fun stuff for every flavor of fan. Follow us wherever you find your favorite podcasts, and be sure to join us live every Wednesday night at youtube.com/CultPopGo at 8 p.m. Eastern. While you're there, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you'll know when we drop new Thunder Rounds and episodes of Fresh Floppies, a spoiler-free show about single-issue comics released each week. Until then, we'll talk at you later.